All right, wish me luck. Got the first piece cut. Again, the goal is to be able to stick out 2 feet here, just like I have here. Does that make sense? So it's 2 feet out, 4 foot up, 6 foot over, 6 foot over, 4 foot down, 2 feet out. Comes out to 24 feet. So it's one continuous piece. The zip ties that they send with the kit are what I will use to secure it to this pole and across the top pole. Does that make sense? So I can get it, and then, you know, just a couple of zip ties so I can get all 3 pieces. It's 13 feet long, so if I want to overlap a square or 2, you know, I'm gonna use that whole roll, guaranteed. Might have to buy another one, and that's a shame. But that's okay. I'm gonna make it work regardless. I'm gonna do what I gotta do. But that's part of the reason why it was continue to move forward, even though I don't have the rest of the wood. 7 other deliveries happening before me. Just keep moving. That way, if I need to buy another roll, or if I need to just buy 25 feet or whatever, I can. So let me get to messing with that roll, and I'll talk to you in a few. All right, things I did to make it a little easier. When I measured out 24 feet, I went ahead and marked 12 feet right here with the blue ties. So once the blue ties are, you know, right here on the pole, that's the halfway point. We're there. We're halfway. I also, when I rolled it out, it's like this, so it wants to curl in on itself. Once I got it cut, I flipped it over, and that's why it wants to curl into the run, which made it easier, because you flip it up here, it wants to curl. You flip it up over here, and it wants to curl. You flip it up over there, and it wants to curl. It goes with the curl, which makes it easier for, you know, being by yourself, rolling it out. And then from there, again, the zip ties that they sent, I'll end up sliding this all the way up to this corner piece. Does that make sense? And just zip tying it in place, starting here at my center support, since I know that's center. Makes sense to zip tie it in place, and then I can go ahead and do this side, you know, left and right here, you know, because it's not going anywhere. I don't have to do I'll probably put 1 or 2 here on the sides so it doesn't slide down the hill, and then I'll go cut out the next piece and just kind of keep going, you know. And the reason why I say that is because when there's nothing here, it's easy to slide this piece up. Should be easy because there's nothing here to slide the second piece up and then move it over, and then slide the third piece up, lock it into place, and then adjust the center piece here so it's locked into both of them. That's the thought process. So anyway, first one's there. It's not locked down, but it is there. And I'll let you see the other 2. I'll let you know if it worked well. Talk to you in a few. Dun dun dun. All right, wire all the way across, up over the top, down on the other side. Yes. All the way down is done. Now this happens to be 13 feet long. My welded wire or woven wire, whatever you want to call it here, is only 4 foot wide. So I'm gonna go on the inside, just makes it easier for me to see. So I have 3 4-foot sections, and I overlapped them all by 1 square. So I had to do a 2-foot section so I could still overlap a square on each side. So, and then where all the overlaps are, all that's gonna get wired. You know? Not a huge issue up top, but across the bottom, specifically on the sides where all those gaps come together, that'll let a raccoon or a possum or whatever in. And when I go to the gym in the morning, does that make sense? The solar door opener will allow the door to come open and the babies to come out into the run and hang out. And then when I get home, I will open the big door down there so they can free range, but they'll only get to free range when I'm home. If I'm at, you know, women's meeting or, you know, whatever else, they got to stay in the run. So the run, I want the run as secure as the coop. Makes sense? See, that's why it's got the welded wire on it, not the chicken wire that comes with it. Chicken wire is good to keep chicken in, not good to keep other things out. And it will have the same 1-inch hardwire cloth all the way down. Now here I've got it out 2 feet. I might only put it out 1 foot in the run because they're not, they don't spend the night in here. We'll see. I've not decided yet. Because I kind of like the idea of going 3 foot tall versus 2 foot tall and 2 foot wide. That's why I'm thinking about it. I'd like 3 foot tall, 1 foot out, because this is still 2 foot out. And the raccoons and the armadillos and the possums that try and dig in my garden up front, they don't like this stuff at all. So I'm thinking that'll work. But I'll keep, don't quote me on it yet. I keep thinking about it. And then just food for thought. I really want to line this pole up with this side of the coop, which is why I did the whole overlap thingy here. Not paying attention to the fact that I've got brick stuck out here, and it's got one of those little round disky thingies sticking out. So they're not going to fit together. That makes sense? Not tight. So it looks like I'm going to have that edge of the frame actually sticking out here about 1 inch. So, which is still fine. This wire will still wrap around the wire that's over there, but I gotta make sure that I either go this way or wrap in this way, that inch worth of wire on this corner. Things you see when you start putting stuff together. It's all good. It is all good. All right, other thoughts. When I go to move it, because it's not, I got a good 5 foot gap between it and the coop right now. I'm gonna have to take a zip tie and just do a loose ring and ring each of the sections up to itself, just enough to get it off the ground so everything moves smoothly. And then it's get it in place, get the wire here so it matches up with the coop, and where I need to put the screws in for the fencing here on the plywood there, and on the plywood up across here, and up across here, so it matches with the coop and the run. They fit together, and on the plywood there, so it just holds everything. And I won't lie, long term I've thought about, once I get the, where it's going to be, actually taking a piece of my, a piece of plywood, not plywood, but 2x4 or some of my reclaimed wood, and do a piece of wood all the way across, like a little diagonal house thingy. Just so the wire is in between this frame, in between the 2 pieces of wood. Kind of like how I have it here at the houses. It's in between 2 pieces of wood. It's just a thought process. I don't know if I'm going to do that yet. But it's done. It's one more thing done. It's an awesome thing. And with that, it's time for me to go get cleaned up. I'm a little stinky. It's a little humid today. It's my 2nd jug of gallon water. So, yeah. I will talk to you later. Second night, second storm.